It's endearing, funny, and cute in the scene, episode 3 of Dr. Slump. But you saw Hannah's face. She's like, oh my gosh. They're like, we're throwing you a depression party, as her brother says. He's like, there's parties for divorce, etc. And they mean well, very well intended. As a family therapist, I love seeing the support. They want to cheer her up, make her feel better because they're worried for her, worried about her. But this isn't necessarily in the best interest of the depressed person. Here's what I mean. So I'm sharing this example because I see it a lot as a family therapist. And I actually love it when I see supportive families like this for Hannah doing everything they can to cheer her up. But guess what? As you see from her face, she's like, whoa, back off. And then when her mom made this feast and she's like, you eat too, she feels bad, right? And then what ends up happening is exacerbating the depressed person, doing the very thing that you didn't want to do. You're trying so hard to make them happy, cheer them up. But what it ends up doing is making them feel guilty that they're depressed or making them feel bad for feeling bad. Does that make sense? And then all of a sudden they're going, oh my gosh, I need to hurry up and feel better, get better for my family. And so that's what happens in that family cycle, in that dynamic. And that's really important to know as a family member, friend, colleague, supporting someone who's going through depression, to meet them where they're at. So give them that space, but also attention, that balance of what do you need? Let me know. What would cheer you up? You can even ask them, hey, what would cheer you up? Your favorite food. And if they go, no, don't do that, then listen, be like, okay. But then drop it. Don't be like, well, then how about this? It's like, oh my gosh, the depressed person's like, okay. Because then the depressed person's almost like, let me make my mom feel better. Let me make my, family members feel better. And you see that in episode 3 of Dr. Slump, where her mom can't help it. She feels so sad. Again, I love the empathy, and rightly so. She's not realizing what happened to her daughter over the years with the stress. But then, her daughter looking at her going, and she's thinking, okay, and already Hannah's personality is overachieving, trying to do her best and, pleasing her family, right? So she already had all that. And that's the least thing I would want for her. I'd be like, okay, let's release some of that so you can focus on yourself. What do you want to do? What's some of the fun stuff you want to bring back? And so that's important. So maybe the mother, yes, going to show some emotion, but she can be like, I'm going to give you the space. Just tell me what you want. I'm here for you. I love making your favorite food. You can just tell me. And if your daughter or someone says, I'm good, I don't need anything, don't worry about me for now, I'll be like, okay, but just let me know if you need something. Accept their answer, because what happens is then they go, no, but then how about this? And then again, exacerbating some of the symptoms for the depressed person. So take that burden off for both of you. It's not your responsibility to make someone else happy too. That's a lot of responsibility, but it is your responsibility to be supportive, to be there, to be with the depressed person in the family. And for Hannah's sake, what I see happening, you already see their support, but being with is important, not so much for, because the being for gets overwhelming, like you are overseeing her happiness. And that's not the case, because she also needs to figure out what's best for her.